It is a privilege and an honor to receive this distinguished alumni award. I'm sure my classmates from the 60s never saw this coming, nor did I. It was a complete surprise to me. I'm honored and privileged, as I said, but it was quite a surprise. If you've read my bio that was submitted to the alumni committee, then you know a little bit more about what I've been up to since I left AB. But what I'd like to dwell on with this opportunity is more of my relationship and connection with AB the last 10 years or so. That all came about when my fraternity brother Ron and his lovely wife Joan, while they were touring New England in their RV, called and then stopped by for a couple of days. We reminisced. We had a heck of a good time. It was like 2 days after we'd graduated, and I hadn't seen him since we'd graduated. And so it was just a wonderful time. At some point in that visit, Ron, for reasons only he could understand or knew, asked if I would consider serving on the Board of Trustees at AB. Talk about another surprise. So I'm not one that can say no easily. And I said, well, I'd consider it, but I really didn't know what was expected or what type of obligations was part of that service. So but I didn't say no. And so he said, well, I'm going to submit your name. How's that? I said, go ahead. And so he did. And of course, the Board of Trustees at that time, Ron had been, oh man, he'd been doing a lot for the school by that point, financially and otherwise. And so the board couldn't say no to him either. So it turns out I was elected, and in the beginning, it was very daunting. There's so much going on, and you, as a board member, are privy to a lot of things that you would never have anticipated, and then with all the committees that and the workings of the school in general that one is presented with as a trustee, it's quite daunting and difficult to grasp. And particularly if you are a if you're not in academia, but over time you feel more comfortable. You get to understand a lot of what's going on clearer, and you find that what happens, particularly at AB, is that it's a wonderful, wonderful community where you have an administration that's trying their hardest under sometimes difficult conditions. And the professors and the security and the maintenance, they're all trying to live up to the expectations of the students, the parents, and the creditors, and the accreditation people. There's just no end to the pressure that is exerted on an institution. So, through it all, for me to be privy to this sort of experience, if that's a way to put it, and to watch Ron in his capacity as everybody understands and recognizes that he's donated a lot of money to the school, but he's also donated an incredible amount of time, and his talent as a business man has been just so helpful to the school. So that has been what's been a privilege for me to be a part of. And I have a shout out here for the Board of Trustees, because it's amazing how much time some of the board members give to that endeavor on different committees, as committee chairmen, as it's just a lot of time. And many of them have had previously little or no affiliation or no connection with AB. And they give it so freely. It's just an inspiration to see that at that level. So having seen that in action and having met with the students, have just enjoyed the whole experience, I'd like to take this opportunity, really, to say to the alumni, if you go out of your way to drive to AB onto the campus, you've had to, unless you're living in Grafton or Belington, you had to come from quite a ways. Even Morgantown's quite a trip. Don't just drive in and drive out. Park in the visitors' parking lot. Walk right up into Burbick Hall and knock on every door there. Make a nuisance of yourself if you have to, and just say hello. It will be a wonderful experience for you. And I'm telling you, you will leave AB when that day that you drive on campus, when you leave AB, you'll be glad you took a little bit of extra time to get to meet some of the people that are making that institution thrive in very, very difficult circumstances. So I'll leave it at that. This award was, like I said, quite an honor. My time with AB recent days, have been also quite an honor, and it's really been one of the highlights of my life to be able to be part of this AB story. So with that, I will say adieu. This has been an interesting attempt at a speech, that acceptance speech for this award, given the fact that I'm not talking to you in person. I'm delivering this from my dining room table into a tablet, and that in itself has been quite an experience. So at 75, I welcome the opportunity to move into the 21st century. Take care, and God bless. Nice visiting with you all.